Okay, setting up the classroom. Really, it's not too terribly difficult. My best piece of advice is to create a space in your home that is a safe learning environment for your child. So if you're able to, if you can get a whiteboard, that'd be ideal. You can write down your kids' schedule for the day so they know what to expect. At 8 o'clock we wake up, at 9 o'clock we have breakfast, at 10 o'clock we start chores or study. You know, as long as it's routine and it's consistent, it'll help them transition into this new normal. I also recommend the following: a globe or some sort of world map so that you guys can reference that when you are talking and learning and teaching. A calendar so that you can organize your days and your thoughts. I do mini calendars in addition to the big calendar. For instance, I do like a theme week where we Google a lot in this category. So last week we did solar system, so everything we did was based around a solar system background. This week is human anatomy. You know, we talked about digestion system yesterday. The idea being that, you know, it organizes my thoughts. I don't need to know what I'm doing exactly every single day, but as long as it's in the ballpark of human anatomy, or, you know, the circulatory system, yeah, that's pretty advanced. But I could just say, hey, we're going to learn about nutrition today. It's in the same category as what goes on with the human body. So again, it's an idea. Another good thing about for if you have preschool age 3 to 6, 7 years old, I like to talk about weather and seasons. There's a lot of foundational stuff that can come out of that, so you can grab yourself like a little, this came with the calendar. This is the calendar set that I got from Staples, and you can go to Amazon and get any kind of calendar, but this one was nice because it told you the season, and then it says it's got a weather chart. So I take this little guy with my tape and I say, what's today, what's the weather outside, and then I have my young child go look outside and find out what the weather is by looking outside, and they say, hey, today's cloudy. So we say, okay, today's cloudy. That's just recognizing that weather is a part of how we plan our day. What are we going to do today? Well, based on the weather, you know, it's just a way to introduce content. With particular children that are maybe age 4 and 5 and above, we talk about what day of the week it is. If you get into YouTube, you know, Coco Melon and all that, ABC Mouse, they have lots of different fun songs where you can learn your days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're able to introduce song. But basically, if you have a child from age 3 to age 6, I would do circle time. And every day at 10 o'clock, we're going to sit down, have circle time. We're going to talk about the day of the week. We're going to talk about what we're going to talk about that day. And then we're going to talk about the weather. And then that is a consistent thing they do in their own classrooms. You know, the routine is the most important thing that a child can learn from in preschool to kindergarten age, is the routine. That's the whole ABCs, 1, 2, 3s in routine. So, you know, that can be, you're going to get some content probably from your classrooms, so you can use that to create what you talk about that day. But for the most part, as long as you're all sitting down in the same area, you talk about this. We do Pledge of Allegiance. It's just like a nice idea for us to, we've got flags here and there where you can, you know, it's like routine, but it's also just good to let them know, hey, even when we're home, we care about America, we care about traditions, we care about our flag. So, you know, whatever kind of traditions work well for you guys in your home. But I also recommend that in your scheduling that, you know, one thing we'll talk about later is the ability to be addicted to technology. And that's something that a lot of kids are dealing with, since we're doing a majority of our education online now. We're gonna be dealing with some mental health issues with technology. And I'll make a video about that later, but my best tip is to have it scheduled on the wall, written down, so everybody's aware, clear expectations, that screen time is from 12 to 1, or whatever time that you deem it appropriate. The screen time is scheduled, and therefore at 1:01, we all know we're all in expectation of knowing what's going to happen now. We're turning off the iPad, we're turning off the Chromebook, whatever. This way, the child can have an easier time digesting. Okay, I can process now that I don't get this anymore, because it is a dopamine, it's an endorphin that's being released, so they have to be able to be like, okay, now I'm not going to get that anymore. Good tip. The other thing is, if you have kids that are elementary age, all this is still appropriate. I probably wouldn't focus so much on the weather, but the one thing that I would add, if I've got ages 6 to 16, is an expectations. All right, so when you're a teacher, you actually do something like this big on the wall, and it's rules for the classroom. This way we all know what it is that is expected of me in the classroom. Well, now you are the teacher. You get to introduce yourself as such to your child and say, hey, while we're in this room, while we're in this space, usually I'm your mom and we're talking about chores, but while we're here, we're talking about education. I'm a teacher here. So when we're here in this space, we're going to raise our hand. We're going to have common courtesy. We're going to say please and thank you, or whatever it is that you want to really develop with your children. You know, you write it down. And the great part about this is it's an opportunity for your kids to have input. If they are also invested in it, they're going to be more likely to remember it. So if you say, okay, what else should I put on this for my rules for the classroom? What else should be important? And they'll raise their hand and say something from their classroom environment, like always wash your hands after going to the bathroom, or make sure the line leader gets to be in front, or whatever the thing is. Add it to the list. It's a way for them to create normalcy in their home. And then at the very end, once you've decided all the rules for your classroom, everybody is a participant in this, and we all sign it. Sign your name. And then that way it's like a pledge, and we're all in agreement that these are the rules for our classroom learning space. It's also great for setting clear expectations for your classroom and making it easier for them to transition. All right, so for your classroom, my big tips: whiteboard, calendar, flag, globe, manipulatives if you can handle it, supplements, we'll talk more about that later as far as like what curriculum and what it is that you'd be teaching. But for the most part, if you can get them involved in it, the easier the transition will be. Thank you very much.